Join us on this 7-mile circular kayak from Newquay to Cwmtydu and back on Cardigan Bay on the 3rd of August 2019. If you like kayaking and are interested in the Wales coast, then watch on to learn about what we encountered on this route, including footage of numerous pods of dolphins that we came across. Stick around to the end for bonus content to help you if you are interested in kayaking this section of the Wales coast, including logistics such as parking, public transport, launch and landing locations, what equipment we used, recommendations for pubs and restaurants on the route, and information about potential safety and other issues on this route. Hi, I'm Carlos, captain of the kayak crew. We are obsessed with kayaking and we are vlogging and blogging our exciting kayak journeys in which we explore the Wales coast, the Wye River, the Monmouthshire and Brecknock Canal and other areas. If you're new here, then remember to click that subscribe button. So let's jump into the video of our kayak from Newquay to Cwmtydu and back on Cardigan Bay. We launched from Newquay at about 2 p.m. After rounding Newquay Head, we paddled southwards past dramatic cliffs, seeing lots of wildlife, including seals and seabirds. We landed at Cwmtydu at about 4 p.m. and after an hour's break, we headed back up the coast towards Newquay. On the return journey, we encountered about 4 or 5 pods of dolphins who put on a great show for us. We landed back at Newquay at about 6:30 p.m. We've just set off from Newquay from Dolphins Beach, which is on the southern side of Newquay, and it's about 3.5 miles to the south down to Cwmtydu, where we're going to have a stop and then paddle back a nice circular route. It's quite overcast and it's actually started to rain, which is not the best start to the kayak, but it's still very humid and quite warm, probably about 22-23 degrees. We're coming up to Newquay Head, which is the little peninsula that juts out on the southern side of Newquay. It's still raining, but I think it's just a shower. We're about 3/4 of a mile south of Newquay. When I told Archie and Kiva we'd see lots of birds on this paddle, I don't think this is quite what they expected. This must be the seagull capital of Cardigan Bay. We just spotted our first seal. I think Archie and Kiva have got a bit scared of it, so they've huddled up close to my kayak. There's a flock of seabirds flying southwards there. I'm not sure what they are, either razorbills, puffins or oyster catchers. Kiva is stalking a seal, which is in front of that cave over there. Although I'm not sure, it might be a case of the seal stalking Kiva. We're about a mile south of Newquay now, and we're looking south down Cardigan Bay towards Cwmtydu and then beyond that Llangrannog. Kiva and Archie are cut into solitary figures as they paddle southwards towards Cwmtydu. There's a light wind from the south, but it's only about 7 or 8 knots, I would say. We're about 2.5 miles south of Newquay. That's Cwmtydu Beach coming up. In English it means Scilly Valley. No, I just made that up actually. Cwm is valley. I think Scilly is just a kind of a name given by the locals. We're looking back northwards towards Newquay Head, so just under a mile to Cwmtydu. I'm surprised that we were able to get Kiva to go past the beach over there at Cwmtydu without pulling up and having a nap on the beach, because it's quite difficult to get him to pass beaches normally when we're kayaking without him having a stop for a rest. The guys have picked up their paddling pace as we approach Cwmtydu, just about 3.5 miles south of Newquay. They're obviously in anticipation of consuming their cider rations when we land at Cwmtydu. So as we gaze southwards down the coast, that conical-shaped hill to the south is just where Llangrannog is. That's the site of an ancient hill fort. Yeah, it's called Penna Baddel, and it's on the north side of Llangrannog, and it's quite a distinctive feature. So it's coming up to 4 o'clock, otherwise known as cider o'clock, according to our schedule. So we're going to pull up at Cwmtydu and have a stop before the return journey. We're having a pit stop at Cwmtydu with cider and sandwiches. overlooking the beach. We've pulled our kayaks up on the beach on the left hand side. They're green, so they're difficult to see against the seaweed. There's also 2 red hardshell kayaks pulled up there to the right. Cwmtydu is a nice little village with a general store, and it's a good place to start or end a paddle, or just have a stop off like we did. It's about 5 PM now, and it's adios, or rather hwyl fawr, to Cwmtydu as we start the return journey 3.5 miles back to Newquay. It's a great day for kayaking, really calm sea. I think the tide was low tide at 5, so it should start coming in and running northwards with us now. The stretch of coast between Newquay running down towards Cardigan, in Cardigan Bay in the West Wales, is one of my favourite sections of the coast to paddle. It's probably one of the best places to see dolphins in West Wales and Cardigan Bay. I think Cardigan Bay has got the biggest British, if not European, resident population of bottlenose dolphins, so we might see some on the way back. As is often the case, I've managed to lag behind again because of taking photographs and filming, and Kiva and Archie have gone ahead, so I better catch them up in case they get lost. It's funny, we were talking about dolphins when we stopped in Cwmtydu, and lo and behold, I literally just saw one jumping out of the water about 300 metres directly ahead of me. It's cool, I've just seen several groups of dolphins directly ahead of me. There they are, look, they seem to be coming down towards us directly from the north, from Newquay, heading down towards Cwmtydu. You can see them about 200 metres ahead of me now. There's one group. There is another, oh there they are, there's another group. Yeah, there's another group behind them as well, coming down. You can hear them puffing a bit when they come out of the water. This group is coming straight down towards me. Looks like it's they're on a collision course. Just hope they don't get too close and tip me out my kayak. I don't want to end up as dolphin feed. Hear them huffing and puffing as they break the surface. It's amazing how they play and pitch around the kayaks. It's coming super close now, getting a bit worried. That group is continuing to play and jump as they head south. Hey, cool. There we are, there's another group now coming down towards us. I think this is the 3rd group maybe. They're just passing us, heading the opposite direction to us, heading north to south. This is the best place to see dolphins in Cardigan Bay, just around Newquay and south of Newquay. And we've certainly had a good show from them today. Yeah, they've got no fear of kayaks at all. They just come really close and pass by. What's surprising is we're only about 100 metres off the shore. While dolphins are difficult to photograph because they only appear on the surface for moments, I did manage to get some pictures of them. They were playing and diving around so much, I started to wonder if Kiva and Archie had given them some of their cider ration when they'd passed me ahead of them on the way down. About 4 or 5 pods passed us, with each pod comprised of between 4 to 6 dolphins. There's another group of about 3-4 dolphins have snuck up on me. It's quite difficult to catch them on film as they're so quick. It's about 6:15 in the evening. We're coming back now towards Dollau Beach on the south side of Newquay, where we launched from. We certainly enjoyed the Cardigan Bay Dolphin Extravaganza. So we're looking northwards now up the coast towards Aberaeron, and further up you've got Aberystwyth. Lovely section of coast, just part of our undertaking to kayak all the way around the Welsh coast. As it comes up to 6:30, we're arriving back at Newquay. So the kayak crew have got through another nautical adventure, and we survived to paddle another day. Kiva and Archie already on the beach. They obviously can't wait to get to the pub after the kayak. It's a really great journey, especially the dolphins. Since this was a circular kayak, the logistics were pretty straightforward. This map shows the location of the 3 main pay and display car parks and also the most useful bus stops at Newquay. The best launch spots are either at Dolphins Beach on the south side of the village, which is where we launched from on this occasion, or from the harbour, where there is a slipway down onto the start of the long beach, which runs north from the harbour. If you want to use public transport, then there are 2 bus stops which run through Newquay. The T5 Traws Cambria service runs up and down the coast, stopping at Newquay regularly from Monday to Saturday, not Sundays though. This map shows the T5 stops most useful for kayaking this coastline. The other bus service is the 552 bus known as the Cardi Bach, which is a far less regular service, and it has been subject to some changes over the last few years, so I would check with the operator before planning on using the Cardi Bach. The Cardi Bach stops at the smaller coastal villages such as Llangrannog and Cwmtydu that the T5 service does not stop at. Newquay has a number of good pubs and restaurants to choose from. A couple of them are covered here. The Penwig Hotel at Newquay is a nice pub close to the harbour in Newquay. It is a beer garden out front overlooking the harbour, from where you can sometimes see porpoise milling about around the entrance to the harbour. If you have keen eyes, then you may also spot dolphins out to sea, because they often come close into the shore here. The Black Lion is another Newquay institution. It is also on the road down to the harbour, and like many of the Newquay pubs, has a great beer garden with sea views. Like any sea kayak, you need to check the weather and sea swell forecast before going. We usually use surfforecast.com, which is linked below. Llangrannog is the nearest location for which there is a sea swell forecast. We generally only go sea kayaking if the wave height and direction indicator is under about 0.8 meters and the wind is less than about 20 knots at the most. The best conditions tend to be when the wind is from the south or west, since the sea seems to be a lot calmer then. While Cardigan Bay is of course tidal, the tide is nowhere near as much of an issue as it is with other sections of coast we have paddled, such as South East Wales. The tide runs from south to north in Cardigan Bay when it's coming in, and when it's going out it runs north to south. We did this paddle in August 2019, when all of the kayak crew was still using Pro Aqua inflatable kayaks. The Pro Aqua kayaks were sold by Class Olsen, but they have been discontinued for a while. They are made from a traditional construction technique for inflatable kayaks, using PVC tubular sides. There's a separate floor chamber for the Pro Aqua kayaks, which is inserted into the base of the kayak. By late 2021, we started to finally progress to drop stitch inflatable kayaks, and we are doing a video chronicling our progression to better types of inflatable kayaks. This journey was part of the kayak crew's undertaking to paddle right around the 870 miles or so of the Wales coast. This is a huge undertaking, but we are getting there slowly, breaking it up generally into sections of between 5 miles up to about 12 miles. This odyssey has taken us to parts of the Wales coast that we have not previously visited. We are uploading our blogs of our exploration of the Wales coast by kayak to our website kayakcrew.co.uk. We are also uploading videos of all of our trips to the Wales Coast playlist of our YouTube channel. If you got value from this video, then please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel to get updates about trip reports and product review videos. Our ever-growing range of videos covers the kayak crew's journeys around the Wales coast, the Wye River, the Monmouthshire and Brecon Canal and many more routes, plus clothing and gear reviews. Please check out our website kayakcrew.co.uk for blogs of our kayaking journeys, together with product reviews and other super useful information. If you have any questions or comments, then please let us know by commenting below. Happy paddling from the kayak crew.